Alright guys, it's Biggs. We're back at it again with another video. I know it's been a while. I had the holidays, the end of the semester stuff. So what we're going to do this week is I'm going to record a bunch, and then I'm going to release them throughout the week just for YouTube, hopefully to have the playlist ready. But today we're going to be tackling Whitebeard, as you can see. I do think he's in a very solid spot. His matchups into Kata are a little weird. I do think that he's slightly favored into Sakazuki, which is pretty helpful. Um, the builds, though, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's like a little all over the place. You can argue for hybrid. You can argue for Straw. Not really, in my opinion. I think Straw is just mid out of the builds that I've seen. I've even seen pure Whitebeard take down flagships in JP. So, like, you know, their meta is a little more diverse and has more going on, but if it can succeed there with things like Moria's improved Sakazuki and all these other decks, you know, there is a shot that maybe pure Whitebeard is still pretty good. But I do like the list. I do like the deck a lot. It's actually very high on my what I might bring to Nat's list. Does it smoke Sakazuki 100%? Not really. I've played the matchup from both sides in like locals and stuff. And I've won both sides, but it's like it really depends on how well your Sakazuki opponent can find their 2Ks. If they're running more than the traditional 8, this is why the deck kind of succeeds, is because it kind of punishes Sakazuki for that greedy style of just like, oh, I'm gonna be fine. I have the blockers. I don't need to find the 2Ks. It's not always the case. But yeah, so Whitebeard definitely has an edge in the matchup, but only a little bit. And as always, if you can survive to your 9-beard turn and, you know, triple Whitebeard them, that's still really good. So that's all I have to say about like where I think he is. What is he weak against? He obviously beats things like the red-purple law, which is fringe anyway, so I'm not really going to count the matchup. The 6k lead kind of really messes with the math on law. And then on top of that, you know, you're also putting out tons of pressure. You're able to clear board relatively easily, and then as you know, things like law have a hard time getting back resources. Not gonna really talk too much about the fringe decks, but like Enel is not that bad. I know people consider him the aggro killer, aggro in the sense of like maybe Zoro, where that's a hard matchup, but it's really not that bad for Whitebeard. We're swinging really big. If they're too slow to get off the ground, you can just punish the board. You really don't have to go too much for life past like, you know, 2. And then anytime they give you something to turn, like anytime they turn something sideways for you to swing into, is pretty free. I don't like 7 cost Enel in that matchup. If you're playing from the yellow perspective, I wouldn't play it. It's just a free way to trash life. If you're at 1 life already and you're trying to stabilize with Enel, you're asking to get 2 for 1, as in like you're trashing your life and then trashing a card from hand to get back the life if you want to protect Enel. I know people are very high on that card. I'm not. I think it's mid at, yeah. He is, in my opinion, just worse than 7 cost mom. Literally the only times where it's slightly better is if you're trying to go for some sort of end game scenario, and even then, like, unless you have no board, I'd rather just use my Dawn on what's on my characters than tap out for 7 for 1 extra attacker. I would have to have like nothing on board for that to be relevant. Even into Sakazuki, they can take advantage of his ability by making you trash your life instead of you gaining your life. I've done that from the Sakazuki perspective, and I've punished Enel players for that. Granted, they're not the highest caliber of Enel, but, you know, I'm just saying, like, Enel is just an okay character, and he's not as good as people think he is. And then on top of that, just Katakuri is actually one of the matchups that gets really interesting, where it used to be like Whitebeard super high and then Katakuri very low on like where they are, and then now I think it's somewhere in the middle. It's actually a reason why I don't like playing too many blockers in my red deck, aside from Sakazuki that just bottoms them anyway. But even yellow has ways to ignore them now, so it's like you can play 200 million volts, you can play Thunderbolt, you can combo them if you need, like, you know, I've shown you guys, like, you can surprise lethal out of nowhere by being able to Thunderbolt, set up the Vajra, and then, or Amaru, whatever it is, and you're good to go from there. So it gets really weird. It actually isn't as free as it used to be. And then anytime they can get free bodies onto board, just to, you know, attach one down, swing, 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 it gets really hard very quickly. Uh, there are games somewhere you can like take away like the games just by being able to rush before them, and if they don't hit at least two triggers early, two trigger bodies early, it gets pretty painful for them. That's probably the best way that you win. But now that you know Thunderbolt isn't their only out to you, it gets very awkward. And then as always, 10 mom is annoying. Like if you have no pressure on them or not enough pressure on them, 10 mom stabilizes, is game over. So that's actually one of the weird matchups that used to be super favored, now very even in my opinion. Um, and I played that matchup from both perspectives. I've lost plenty of times actually. I'm pretty negative in my matchups with Whitebeard into Katakuri in more locals that I've been attending. So just that is something to watch out for. It's actually why I put him in solid and not up here. Like I would have said, like if this matchup wasn't as bad, I would be like, yeah, this is great, but not the case. And then obviously Kata's 7k swing makes this hard. So, and then purple Luffy isn't as free as people think it is. They're like, oh, but I can just, you know, blocker law and then boom, the game ends as soon as I play one. If I play two, GG. I've had it happen to me and it's not the case. Um, it's not that bad. They need to see more cards than you. And then on top of the fact that they're not a 6k leader like us, so it's not like a mirror match where like them taking their life, you know, to see more cards is always the best thing for them, just because they are still a 5k lead. They're going to need the 2k counters. They're going to need to find all of that while developing board. The scariest card literally is the Magellan. The blocker law is annoying. I won't say it's, you know, not a bad matchup for us in that sense. Like if they can play both of those in the same game, it gets really hard because now you're missing your 9-drop curve, your 7-drop ace curve, and then all you can do is really stabilize with Luffy's, and then it gets really awkward. And it gets harder to trade with board again because now I don't have access to my ace. So there is that as well. So I won't say that purple Luffy is free. It's definitely an annoying matchup. It's actually probably why you see more of this deck in OP06 because purple Luffy is kind of just dead. So like you really don't have as much to worry about as Whitebeard. Um, but it really depends on what the Nats meta looks like. We've seen a couple like of big events, even like you know half case tournaments, whatever that have been going on. And Purple Luffy is up there, but as far as representation goes, he's not the highest. So you actually do have a good chance in a large field to maybe dodge a couple early to help yourself squeak in for like Nats for day 2. So again, I'm still on the fence with him. I do like him a lot. I really want to like play him myself, but there are matchups that are a little dicey and not as good as they used to be. So with that said, let's move into the deck list. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you 2 builds today. First off, we have Hybrid Dad. Just what we've seen, very rush centric, focusing pretty hard on the, you know, go first, go fast build. This is not my Hybrid Dad build. This is my Mono Dad build. We're still using the rushers, just not as much ways to find them. This was something I saw minus the Rush-Ons use, I think. These are supposed to be 8 cost or the 8k Thatches. This is more Japanese tech. Again, they have a slightly different meta, but you know, it might be worth experimenting with that in ours. I might be useful into things like Purple Luffy, to be honest, to help even out those matchups. Helps to pressure yellow a little bit. So maybe we'll try that out today. So I'm going to cut these. We kept the Rush Zeros because we don't have Nami to kind of like help us like turn to attack 5 every time if we don't find Izo. So that is the idea that we're going for. So this would be Mono Dad. Unfortunately, I messed up the other one. Hybrid Dad was on all copies of this. One sec. There. This is pretty much the same. Oh, that's why. I was like, wait, what's going on? There's something fishy here. We're playing less of this. We're playing 2K Jinbei. Where you at? Yeah, this was more of what I was playing. So this is hybrid. Hybrid dead. Save. Okay, so this is what I was using for hybrid. We still want to find our 9 beards. We're going pretty big on our rushes. All in here, we are able to easily turn 1. This is why I don't want Zoro in this build. Just because you're able to turn 1, just attach 3, turn 2 rather, attach 3 to your 1-drops and attack 5, and that's fine. That's your Zoro attack. They get to block for you for the turn. And the next turn you can follow up with Luffy into Ace into 9. On the draw, you can attack 6, or you can add. I added the 4-drop because sometimes Sakazuki just has no answer to this, and you just play a 4-drop attack for 6 and follow that up with even more rush 6 on top of your leader swing. And it gets really hard. So I'm going to show you games with both decks, and you guys can decide from there what you like. I'm still trying to figure that out. But without further ado, let's just head into some games. Okay, so we got game 1 into Enel. We're using Hybrid Dad. Assuming he decides to play the game. So we're going to go first. We have 1, 5, 9. So I'm going to keep. We have 2 Rad Beam, which is nice. I think we fill the curve? Just to represent pressure on him for the, oh, he's playing the Big Mom package. So he's probably going to play a lot slower. Less to worry about ohm-wise, which is nice. It's just free 6Ks that he doesn't have access to. I still have to worry about, trigger 5s, but it's not as bad. Okay. I always hate when I draw Ace off an Izo and then find the Ace. Same thing with Nami into Luffy. It just feels so bad. So what he decides to do. You develop a body. You just try and pressure my life to keep me off of my Whitebeard, and that's fine. So we're gonna go 6. Attack 6. There's beige. That's 2 bagels out of the way, which is nice for when we're determining how we're gonna win the game later. This is still annoying though, the leader effect, so I still have to pay attention to that. That's a big swing, and I'd rather hold on to our aggression. If he's not going to choose to develop board at all, that's fine. Yep. We'll pass. Again, I don't want to give him a cycle. I'm going to play my 9. You can have it. I'm going to give him the Rad Beam when he attacks 6 here, just because I'm not going to have the Don to do it for a little while. So might as well cash in right now. And hold the 2K when I'm tapped out. And on that turn, when we put him back to 1, it's a little easier. This is why I say that the 7-drop mom is just way better. Like, if that was 7 cost Enel, that does nothing here, to be honest with you. So we'll Rad Beam, like I said. I have too much of it in my hand. We'll do this. We'll just attack 8 and then pass. And we'll just hold our attackers. That's a lot of 2K gone. That's literally 5 in a row. And then again, 3 bagels gone, so don't have to worry too much about the bagels. Amaru. Interesting play. This would have to literally be like uh, multiple Amarus. Yeah. We'll just go like this. We'll attack 5 into 7 here. He wasted an Amaru, in my opinion. Let's go. We're doing that just to put him at the 0. He gets the free cycle. If that's 4th beige, I'll be kind of salty. But I'm probably just dead to this anyway, so womp womp. I'm so lost. Why would you just give that away? What? Well, attack 7. Just go for game, bro. People get so scared of the Dawn. And they play very awkwardly. I could do double 11. So Sanji is not an out. I don't even have to. I'll just attack 10. Block. Yeah. That was so oh man, that sucks. That's such a crappy way to end it. We got a game into the matchup everybody wants to see. This hand is okay. I can get away with being greedy with hands like these just because we draw so many cards off of our life. So this is fine. If he hits brand new, he has a perfect opener. If not, you know, it is what it is. So we're gonna go. Do I get greedy? I'm gonna try it. I've done this a couple times and sometimes it works. So we're just gonna go here. Sorry, we're gonna go here. Attack 6. Take a 2k. And then force an attack into here. It makes it awkward for him to just not do anything with our board. Or to just sit back and develop. So we're attacking 6. And then we're going to attack 7. So ideally we take a 2k. Interesting. Trash a card. You can have Sanji. And then attack 7. So that's a card that he doesn't get, so that's fine. And now he's at 2 life, which I think, again, is super sketchy. Unless he really just had a bad opener, which happens, because again, if you're playing 8 2k counters with Sakazuki, very high chance you just have no 2ks for a little while. Alright, we have Luffy galore. So if he attacks, reduces, that's fine. And again, just showing me he doesn't have the answers, which is fine. I'm okay. Every time he does this, it makes comboing a little harder with the great eruptions into, what's it called? Hound Blaze. So now he has to commit the attacks, and that's fine. And he's at 1 life. I'm still very healthy. My hand, I had to pitch 2 cards, but it's okay. I still have 1 more rush effect to put him down to 0. We're getting there. We have answers for Rebecca. He has to have Borsalinos, as he's looking really light on the 2k, because you definitely don't go down this low into Whitebeard. So this is one of those examples where you can punish Sakazuki. I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch, or however it goes. But it's not looking too good for opponent. And there's a Rebecca with no way to answer. He has the answer with Town Blaze. But I'm still gonna Robin him and then attack for a lot. So we'll go like this. Cancel. You know what? We'll take the 8. It's fine. I'm still relatively healthy. So we're gonna go like this. Get rid of the blocker. Force him down to 0. And win out. Should be fine. He has to have some way to put up the blocker. Has gone through quite a few dead cards. But that is actually why we tech in this Robin, is specifically for this matchup. And why we kind of play the hybrid style. I think Mono still has enough game. Like, even playing the Marco on something like this is okay. I just wanted to commit more Don to definitely, you know, putting the pressure on. Because even right now, the board, like, he has to worry about this. Marine forward, okay. Discards 2 non-counters. Opponent definitely didn't have the greatest of luck when it came to the counters that he's found. But because I have Don open, and I'm going up to 9, I'm probably just going to attack 8 and force the 2Ks from hand. See what he decides to do. If he's going to try and pressure me. Because I'm still, again, still pretty healthy on the cards. Just uses the effect. Just attack 7. Protects his board. Doesn't want to commit multiple swings, which is fine. Because like I said, I'm just going to do this. And now I have this as a threat. I have these 2 as threats. It's a block and a 2 and a 1. That's huge. That means the Luffy in my hand is super lethal. We have the bad manners to help us, in case he has some, you know, nutty Hound Blaze turn or something like that. We're still okay. It would have to be super nutty to take out the life and then kill me. But it's not looking too good. So 6 cards. He's definitely gonna cycle here. I'm expecting the Kuzan to swing finally to try and answer the 9, because he definitely can't leave this alone. He's discarded 2 Lucci. Yeah, discarded 2 Lucci, so odds are 3 Lucci. Odds are he might not have a way to answer these 2. And he's focusing trying to clear this, which I'm correct. This might be like, what, Borsellino? That was bad math. Unfortunately, all he can do is bottom there, but his hand was super dead. So we were going to win that on the crackback no matter what he did here. So GG's to opponent. We got a weird one. We got one into Rebecca going first. We have kind of a mediocre hand. This is way better. Do we take Dad? I think we take Dad. Yeah, we'll take that and pass it up. It's a weird game. I barely ever got to test this match in OPO4 just because everybody was afraid to play Rebecca. But this can be an awkward matchup for us just because of things like of that King Kong gun that just wins the game out of nowhere. So they swing very big numbers that keep up with us. Discarded 2 2Ks. 2 2Ks off the leader ability, and then he gave us a 1. So turn 4. I've seen them playing the Great Eruption. It just looks bad. This is really bad. I'm 100% okay with this. So he's gonna Kobe discard one to pop our Zoro because he has no way to interact. This is one of those reasons why I just don't like Rebecca as a character, a leader rather, just because you lose that ability to poke board and just test the hand. So now that that's out of the way, let's just swing. Just swing 7, I guess. Playing a 10-drop Kuzan. I wonder if I mean, I haven't paid attention to his list in a while. I wonder if he's playing something like on the David Rodriguez. If you haven't heard of him, he was one of my earlier videos after the first Treasure Cup in Miami. He had this crazy draw law, is what he called it. Again, discard cards is fine. It looks similar with this human waste, or waste of human life. Interesting card, not that great. If you're not gonna pressure me, I'm gonna go just the full 12 there. Remove your waste, interact with me. Then we'll play 9. So he gets his Coliseum finally, so now he has ways to interact with board a little better. That's fine. Again, not doing too much. Literally no pressure on me. There's the Orlumbi though. In which case, honestly, we might just hold off and swing this way. The difference between 2 and 1 life is literally the same against this deck when we're talking about King Kong Gun. So it doesn't really matter if I stay at 2 life for my 9-beard. Unless he's King Kong gunning the little guys that he has on board. Rebecca. Does he find another Orlumbi? Makes the 9-drop a little safer. He might well be playing, I mean, he's playing some weird cards already. So he might be playing the Red Rock as just a catch-all. Like sometimes you don't have the combo potential to just answer a card, and Red Rock just says, get out of here. 7-drop Luffy. He could very easily just field the card. Houndblaze. We'll use. And we'll get rid of the 1. Again, not too much going on. So we'll go 6 at life. Eight. Alright. Pass it back. So we got the 10 cards. Let's see what he's put in trash. He's got 1. There's Luffy. 2, 3, 2Ks. King Kong guns into our 9. All rad. He's gonna bottom, and then I'll give him 2 2s. Actually, that's fine. We'll discard the event. Just because I have so many 2Ks already. We'll attack here, pop his 2. Yep. And we'll swing 7. Oof. Swing 7. Obviously take. Play the Marco and see what his hand looks like. So he can draw a card off a leader. I only gave him one character that can be King Kong gunned. So he has to have like answer, get a way to get rid of Marco, which he doesn't. In which case I don't need to save my Marco there. Something's going on outside. Sorry if you guys can hear that in the mic. It's like, pretty sure that's my wife actually, honking the hell out of her horn right now to get somebody to get out of our driveway. Let's see. So he man-sharried for Rebecca to draw Sabo, but doesn't have enough Don to make any use of it. Unfortunately for opponent. And we're gonna block, discard our ace, and that's the whole game. So we're gonna Whitebeard, attack, pop the Rebecca, take the life. We'll attack 0 for 0 for fun. And then 5 into 5, and then put everything on leader. And yeah, just dead hand, unfortunately. Okay, we got our final game, possibly into Sakazuki. This hand's kind of mediocre. It kind of begs the question if I should include the Whitebeard Pirate search, but I don't know. I don't feel like we can afford to. So we're gonna go 9. Luffy next turn. This is why having the 2 Zoros in the deck are nice to offset these lackluster turn 2s, but tis what it is. He gave us a Houndblaze, no Kuzan, just sure. Probably has 4th Kuzan, or 2nd Kuzan rather, or Borsalino. But we'll go like this, get rid of the pressure from a brand new. Brand new gets a free swing when he Houndblazes us, so might as well cash in a free on play. Okay. So now we'll have turn 7 and then 9, and then we'll have a follow-up Pluffy first swing. Seven cards. It's gonna be pressed to try and remove our Marco, so I'm expecting like some sort of like Rebecca Hina play or something into Houndblaze this. Pitching one early was kind of weird, but he might already have one. I think playing as Sakazuki from this side, you kind of have to have it. So he's going to go right off the bat, Houndblaze, yep. So we're going to do this. If he wants to swing another 8, that's fine. And just plays the Shigi, which is good for me. So we're going to go 6. Most likely take or block. Block 1k. Unless he has more 2ks. He only used 1 so far by having Tashigi on board. Unfortunately, I can't field more than 1 character. So we're just gonna play the Thatch and pass. This kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So I can Tashigi, bring it down to 4, attack for 1, reduce it to 3. Or conversely, just Rebecca Hina Helmblaze. Assuming he's found the second copy. Which if he did in only the first, not even 19, 17 cards because of the other 2 in life. What a luck sack. So let's see if he can clear and represent any meaningful damage to our face. If not, we're just playing 9 next turn and going to town. So let's see. Perfect world, we get to keep the Setch, but not likely against Sakazuki. Let's see what he's played so far. Pretty fair, like fairly standard stuff. 10 Kaido. Gets the eruption. Could just Lucci here. And it's a fine play. 1 for 1. But again, if he has Soundblaze, I'm gonna rage. He's used Ice Age too. Alright, there's the Lucci. So we'll do this again. It's a good play for us. We'll just attack 8 into 4. Make it harder to clear the 9. Again, he's used 1 Ice Age. The likelihood of him finding the second copy, not too high. He would most likely has to have Rebecca Hina to reduce it to 5. An attack to reduce it to 4, and then some sort of other thing, or 7-drop Warcelino is the most likely option I'm looking at. But he can't do Rebecca that way, so he would have to just have Hina right off the bat. So we'll pass. We have the Ace to help clear. We have some counters to keep ourselves up. I want to go into our next turn with the 1 life buffer, if I can. And then we can use Ace to clear. Again, 3rd Hat Blaze would be really upsetting, but let's see if he has any answer to this. So there's the 2. Hina. Attack, and then Houndblaze. Oh no, I'm sorry. I forgot he could just do these 2. So raw Hina and it's a Borso. In which case, I think we just go like that. We'll go 7 face. We'll go. I don't think I need to. I think I just go 7 again. Block, yeah, and then pass with 2. That's on the off chance that I have a Rad BM or Guard Point in the last 2 life. I haven't found any in the top 14, so only the 2 bad manners. I'm representing lethal now. Again, I have a 1 life buffer for this. I have 1k for this, for Lucci. And then Luffy represents a game swing. Depends on what he does. it to you. If he can answer this, that's a problem. Like if he goes pretty heavy on the Don for Borsa. Just put 8, 12. I can only get to 12, so we'll do this. Rebecca to Borsalino from trash, so I'm just going to go double blocker up. Wow. One of, by the way. I'm gonna go clear that. I think we go 7 raw. It puts me at 2 Don and then double 8. He has enough to get out. I don't think there's any way that I conceivably get out of this. Just attack like that. Unless he's stupid and doesn't block. Literally the only way. Why? That was so bad by opponent. Why would you do that? You know my only out is Luffy. Alright. Missing the record button, but not too much has happened. It's just been 1 drop pass into Sento attack, and then Sento activates effect. Not very likely I'm going to be using that in this matchup. I kind of want to keep Arguzo, so I'll 1k out. We'll put 6 into 4. Take the trade. And attack face. Pass. He's giving us 2k. So we're setting ourselves up for a nice 10 drop, or 10 Dawn turn with 9 drop into 9 drop. Hasn't committed much. Izo. Red Rock. I'll happily trade my 5 Dawn and attack for your 6 Dawn do nothing. Yep. Now we do this. Attack 8 into 6. I can still Luffy next turn. It's the issue with Red Rock as a card. That's 4 2Ks gone. So we'll do this. Yep. And we got game. Very, very unlikely that he digs himself out of this one. So we're just gonna go like this. Attack. Just double 2k to guard there. So it's 4 out of the 12. Well, it's usually 12, so it's 4 out of the 12 gone. Not much else. 10 Kaido would be the best card he could play here. And I would probably scoot. I don't think I could beat 10 Kaido. Even with 10 drop. Multiple 10 drops. It's just gonna go 8. So ping me for 1 and I'll give him a speed gel. Not sure what he's going to do here. Swings 11, so I'll give you 12. And then 5 blocker, counters, not sure. Blocker. So I think we just put it all in on face. And see if he concedes after our 9. Still conceivably can find 10 drop, and again I think 10 drop would save him. Despite how much pressure I'm going to be putting out on this next turn. So rad. Attacky. See if he blocks. Loves. In which case we just go 10. Takes. Trigger, get rid of the Ezo. There's a play with one of those. Just lets it go. So he's probably going to try and Red Rock this turn. I'm assuming that's what it was. That's what he was thinking of. Unless it was the 3000 Worlds trigger. I can safely go down, so I'm gonna take. Oh man. See, I could safely have gone down and be fine. Yeah, there was the Red Rock I told you that he paused on for a little bit. That's funny. Well, you can keep Red Rocking me, but I have them all. Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think we still go 8-10. Block, block. It's probably raging on the inside just a little bit. Take is strange. Alright, block, get your Red Rock. The problem with Red Rock in this situation is you're already so far behind that committing 6 Don to do nothing on your turn is okay. The Love Beam was an interesting thing though, so if he holds up Don, that is something I have to be wary of. So he can answer again. I'm going to attack. And then, depending on the situation, I might... There it is. Does he develop another blocker though? That is the question. That's really what it is. If there's no other blocker, there is opportunity for game. Okay. Double law doesn't matter. That's the 4th Whitebeard. He's probably laughing really hard right now. Or putting a hole through his monitor. But it'd be like that. Block there. I have the Otama for the last Doflamingo blocker. So block there, and I pass to you, my friend. Ten drop Kaido and Crocodile would be kind of fun. I want to try it. Only 5 cards, the 1 blocker, 1 life. Again, if he leaves any Don up, it is something we have to math out. But I'm pretty sure we take it. I don't think there's a world where we lose right now. 9. I will give you... I'll give you this. Red Rock again? Red Rock Gaming? No? Alright, so now we do this. He does have another blocker, but I have another attacker potentially. Oh. Just go 11. And then we'll Tama. Right. We'll attack, pop. And then go 12. And hope he doesn't have more 2Ks, even though he's used a quarter of them. No trigger really makes a difference unless it's another, what's that thing called? Boa Hancock blocker. Which I don't see, but let's see. GG. Alright, we gotta game it to Luffy. This might be a mistake to go first, but I'm gonna try it. No turn 1 play. It's okay. Obviously, it's a really janky thing that he can have on turn 1 is Hanya Ball. I've seen people trying to tech that as a way to guarantee Magellan against the matches where it matters, which is most of them if we're being fair, but I think that's such a janky thing. X6, double 2K. I just realized he used a 2 on a 5, so that's pretty good. That's fine. What'd you take? Took my 5 drop turn. That's fine. I'll do that. Makes the next law not matter. Actually, we'll do double 6 because you used a 2K. And then I'll develop speed gel. So, a little defensive stuff gone, but honestly not the end of the world. This is what I mean when I say like this doesn't end the game on the spot. I'm still very much in the driver's seat right now. If he takes a life to clear Zoro, fine by me. Otherwise, I'm going to 2K out. And we're going to go 666. So he is going to commit. That's fine. That's very dangerous against the aggro deck. We are very much playing an aggro style. So I'm expecting him to run out of counters at some point. Alright, that's 4 2K counters. We'll go like this. Hasn't put any pressure on me. And then we'll develop Thatch. And then I have Marco for later. Yep. And we just 2K out. To give us 1 extra turn on his 10 drop Kaido turn. Not 10 drop, 9 drop Kaido turn, sorry. Honestly, 9 drop Kaido KO is 6K or less, right? Or 6 cost? I think we go wide. So we'll go 8 first. Get the block. This is that. We'll do this. Hope we don't die. There's 9 drop. KOs it right away. It's too hard to trade with that. Take. I'll give you this. Don't agree with that at all. Yeah, that was your hand was trash. Bad sequencing by opponent. I think you definitely could have lived if you committed more blocker. I don't think you had to go for a 9-drop there necessarily, or rather, you didn't have to go for swing with a blocker. Um, yeah, I don't know what he was afraid of there, that he thought he had to go for game, but it is what it is. Okay. Finding good games to play is really tough right now. The sand is very mid. I'm going first. I'm gonna keep a bad hand. I'm gonna try it. Take a 2K pass. We have our 5-drop now, which is fine. If I draw another Ezo, that'd be nice. Just from misclicks and then really poor decision making, trying to find games for this video has been a nightmare. I know the OP Sim League thing is, better games, but, you know, if you guys want to see that, let me know down below. I'd find it pretty interesting. I'm just doing this to show you, as always, the deck idea, but if you want to see me try and really, like, sweat a little bit, we can definitely do some ranked sim, which I have to mess around with because I haven't actually played it yet. I won. I mean, I knew that was coming, but we do it anyway. Just to force the play. Double Hina in the trash. No 2K is committed, but he's also at 2. Going down pretty fast. Five cost, so there's a Hound Blaze. Can go double 8. Play another brand new. There's a 2K in the trash, double 2K in the trash. So he had to choose between all 3, which is good for me. Go 6 there. He wants to blow counters, that's fine. It's gonna have to give me 2 here. Definitely can't go to 1. It's dicey. Granted, again, he had to get rid of 2 2Ks. So I'm wondering if his hand is just really that bad. But again, this is why we're playing this deck, to punish these types of draws from Sakazuki, which under normal circumstances wouldn't be so bad, but into us, it's kind of way too slow. We'll give him this because I don't need it. There's the Hina into the Hound Blaze again. Because why wouldn't you have it? And then I would, if I were him, I would just commit the 2 to get the 8. Yeah. Sure. Play the 9. I'm definitely taking 2 cards this time. No shot. He doesn't have enough counter now. He has gone through quite a few cards. Goes to 0. So I have him dead to rights. There's no conceivable way he can get out of this. Because I'm just going to go 6 and 10. If he counters 2 for that, then the Luffy should get me there. Unless he's really just trying to really play it like he has nothing in hand. But I highly doubt it. I think he's just been drawing bricks. He's using Ice Age. Giving up the Borsalino to not clear is a pretty good sign for me. Gets a Hina. And Tsuru. What else are we committing here? Sure. Alright, so he's Hound Blazing. Again. Houndblaze Gaming. Take. No trigger. Let me go 6. Alright. First smart person all day. Alright, but he committed the 2k. Trash 2Ks. Has gone through quite a few cards, so I think 11 is enough to win the game. 7, 9, 11. He has to have 2 dead cards. The odds are not high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, I could just be getting baited here, but I could go for 3. I can go for 12, which would really make it harder for him to counter. I think we just do it this way. Because then it has to be only 2Ks to get out. But I'm still willing to bet that at least one card is dead. We got there. Okay. We'll keep. We'll take the 7 just to have our curve. Losing 2 9-drops there kind of sucks. Okay. And we're just going to do the same thing we did before. Gonna attack 5. It keeps Ezo alive as an option to buff later. 2Ks up, okay. Yeah, you really want to counter as much as you can early. I'll give you this. If he Hound Blazes, that's fine. Interesting for us. We can force the attack, honestly, with this now. To reduce our Marco that I'm going to play. And we also eliminate Brand New as a free attacker with Hound Blaze. So I'm expecting an attack and then a Hound Blaze. Which means I can go Ace and then attack Ezo there, which is nice for me. Reduces there. I'll give him a touch. It's fine. See what he commits to the board here. Changes his play up a little. Hound Blazes, yeah. Not the nicest of sequencing, but it is what it is. Gets Borsalino, fields nothing. Alright, so we're acing out. We're attack 2 into 2. Yep. And then definitely gonna get the block on the 7. Says, let me give my opponent max value. Sure. Into Hina. Into Lucci. Sure. And then we attack 8. There's a block. Can really force the issue. We have enough defensively. I'm not gonna really play it out like if I'm gonna have the 4th Whitebeard. It's very unlikely. I mean, there was the game that I had all 4, but still. Gets a 2K. Mills, double removal card. Has no Sabos, which is really, well, presumably no Sabos left in the deck. Which is good for me. I mean, he could still Rebecca El Sabo later, but at the moment, plays are open. I'll give you a Marco. I wonder how much he's going to commit here. I want to have the 1 life buffer, so I don't want to go down. So this is fine. I'll give you a 2. If I leave him bored, that's a little dicey, so I'm gonna clear a little bit. We're gonna pop there, clear Lucci. Go 6 at life. 7 at life. Hopefully put him to 1, and then that should be game. Yep. I have a lot of defense. Unfortunately, I didn't get a gas. I don't really want to see any more red beam. Gets rid of Lucci. 3 Lucci in trash. 2 Rebecca. A Manchuri too? No. Unless he bottomed the Manchuri. I'm pretty sure Manchuri was in the trash from the beginning. When I swung with Zoro. It's in the tank. Has the blocker up with Borsalino. Or Rebecca into Sabo this turn. Because otherwise it's looking a little dicey. Or have some amazing sort of removal sequence to clear my board. And hopefully not die in 2 swings. Let's see. Six cards. Alright. Just gonna try and go for it. Can I goad him into trying? Let's see, that's 9-14. That's pretty easy counter. Okay. I could be baiting. We'll do that. And just Borso. Sure. Alright. We'll go 10 at life. Should be a block. I'm literally showing you game on board. It has to be blocked. See if I can pull a 2K. Ooh. Yeah, it's game. Not sure why he over-countered there, but I don't think it mattered. Yeah. Oh boy, those were long to get in. But just going over it again, Mono Dad seemed to perform pretty well. I like it. I do like the cards that are more helpful into yellow, like Thatch and Speedjill going second, if you can take it away from them. The go first with Zoros, Aces, and Luffy are really good. I'm liking this a lot. I'm probably going to keep messing around with the numbers, but this is... Mono Dad might be it. But Hybrid Dad obviously still has its merits. Being able to find your rush pieces when you need them is very good. The double 1-drop just increases consistency of early game plan. Nami being able to find our defensive options is always sweet. So I wouldn't write this off either. It's just figuring out, you know, the flex slots of the deck on what we want to do. I've been keeping this Tech Otama just because I like having the access to Beard to just be able to clear things like Sanji blocker, but other than that, both versions of the deck seem to be performing super well. And then, yeah, I think for right now, before we go live into Nats at the end of the month, I would still put Whitebeard in that like strong category. I don't think he's terrible. I don't think he's the best deck, but I definitely think he's a solid option that can definitely make a day two finish. But that's it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've stayed this long, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.